Okay guys, welcome to a new term. And after making 34 explainer videos addressing cryptocurrencies, we're going to move to a new fintech topic, big data. Now you'll often hear the phrase big data. It's mentioned almost every day in newspaper stories and on television. But few people really know what it means. This 12-week series of videos will help you understand big data. Not at an expert level, after all, we're not programming, but to the point where you can talk credibly about big data, perhaps in a job interview. So we'll begin our studies with what many are calling the data explosion. Now, before the PC era, data was typically collected on paper. Paper was difficult to process as the data had to be put onto what are called punched cards. When I did my undergrad in math and computer science back in the late 70s, I actually used punch cards to program mainframe computers. As you might expect, data collection and transcribing was very slow and very manual. So the amount of data collected and used was relatively low. But in the PC era, the amount of data generated has exploded. To get an idea how much data is created, let's see what happens in just 1 minute on the internet. Every minute, 41 Spotify subscriptions are sold. Every minute, 180 Alexa smart speakers are sold. Every minute, almost 90,000 tweets are shared to people's timelines. Every minute, over 347,000 people are sharing stories on Instagram. Every minute, over 390,000 apps are downloaded from Apple and Google. Every minute, users around the planet watch 694,000 hours of Netflix video. Every minute, over 1 million users log into Facebook. Every minute, over 3.8 million Google queries are submitted. Every minute, users around the planet watch over 4.5 million YouTube videos. Every minute, over 18 million SMS or text messages are sent. Every minute, over 41 million WhatsApp messages are sent. And finally, every minute, well over 188 million emails are sent. And this data is easily collected because it originates on devices connected to the internet. This data exists in 3 distinct forms: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Let's look at each. Structured data is easy to understand. Just think of an Excel spreadsheet. If the data can be oriented in 2 dimensions, rows and columns, it is said to be structured. Structured data is very easy to work with. And as we'll see in this series of videos, structured data can very easily be loaded into what's called a SQL or SQL database. We'll discuss SQL databases in week 6 of this video series. But most data is what we call unstructured. Think of photographs, MP3s, PDFs, movies, scanned documents, stuff like that. Data like this is said to be unstructured. Processing unstructured data presents special problems. The data can't be stored in a spreadsheet or SQL database, but we can load it into what's called a NoSQL database. We'll discuss NoSQL databases in week 7 of this series. And the final type of data is semi-structured. This information is unstructured, but when we add metadata, or data that describes other data, we can now load this information into a database and process it. So here I've got an example of metadata. I have a movie of a cat. I can't process that, but if I parse the metadata, metadata describes what the movie is and what it does. Now I can process it just like I would do structured data. So there you go, guys. A very brief introduction to big data, and we're going to go a little bit deeper in this series, always in a non-technical manner. Thanks for your time. Have a great weekend.